All right. We have a question about tax incremental financing. So what is your present stance on how TIF funding is distributed?
That's a great question. So for those of you who may not know about affordable housing, but I'm guessing that we're all pretty educated on this topic in Madison, I realize that this is an important issue that is probably more complicated than a 2-minute answer. So I just would like to say that if you would like to talk more about housing, I would really welcome that. My perspective on TIF is that we should maximize the use of dollars from any government level in government so that we can get more housing in this area. Affordable housing, workforce housing. We have to think about no and low income housing, especially in our district, because we have a lot of people that qualify for that. And so when it comes to creating more housing, there has always been a level of NIMBYism in Madison where we don't want that in our backyard, and I've seen that since the 90s. And I think we're also realizing that we do have to accommodate housing to some degree. So my focus will be on finding all the information from all the experts that I can, including some of the clients that I've worked with that have dealt with homelessness and been working in housing and government, to find out what the most comprehensive solution is to the affordable housing and housing crisis in general in Madison. You know, when my hairdresser has to have 3 jobs and live in someone's basement for 3 months so that she can then afford to get an apartment, there's something going on. And so talking with all of those experts, one of the things that I learned in owning a business is that you can't do everything on your own, and you have to rely on other people's expert opinions to resolve those problems. And we have those people in Madison.
So TIF tax incremental financing is where a given area is designated as a tax incremental finance location, and the taxes are then, before development happens, they're frozen so that the valuations are lower than at market rate. Then the development happens, and after a period of time, after the development has happened, then the tax rates go up to the current valuation estimates. So what we're doing there is we're allowing the city to gain resources to be able to utilize in other areas, as well as build infrastructure in the city to encourage growth of infrastructure in the city. And a lot of times we'll also tie certain qualifications onto that financing so that we can dictate somewhat what's happening in those areas. I think it's a mechanism and a tool that's been used well in the past. I don't necessarily think that it should go away in any way, shape, or form, and I think that we should continue to be diligent about the ways that we use it so that we don't make it larger than it needs to be.